Hey there, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you my family's favorite top 5 no-bake desserts. I love making no-bake desserts. I kind of grew up on them in the summertime just because you don't have to bake them. They're delicious and they're so simple to throw together. So I really hope you enjoy my family's 5 favorite no-bake desserts. Let's head to my kitchen and start cooking. To get us kicked off today, we're making this amazing lemon blueberry dessert. So we're going to begin on the crust first. I just have 1 sleeve of some graham crackers I'm adding to my food processor. You pretty much want to turn these graham crackers into crumbs, so you could do it however you choose to do so in a blender, or you could bang them with a rolling pin in a large bag, but what's easiest for me is just doing it in a food processor like this. So now that they're pretty much like crumbs, I just added them into an equivalent to a 9x13 baking dish. I added a half a cup of melted butter and I'm going to stir it to combine and then flatten this crust out with my hand. I'm just going to set this to the side, and now we're going to work on the cream cheese mixture for inside of this dessert. In my medium-sized bowl right here, I'm adding 2 8-ounce blocks of some cream cheese. My cream cheese is at room temperature. Next, you'll want to add 1 cup of some sugar, and you're going to beat this together until it is light and fluffy. It took me about 1 to 2 minutes, I'd say. Now I'm adding in 1 cup of milk and then 1/4 cup of some fresh lemon juice. That fresh lemon juice will go such a long way, you gotta trust me. So I'm just beating this together again, and then once it is thoroughly combined, you're gonna be adding in 1 3.5-ounce box of some instant lemon pudding, and then beat this all together one last time until this starts to thicken up. I grabbed my baking dish with the graham cracker crust in it, and now you're going to want to spread the cream cheese mixture all over the top of the graham cracker crust. I have a 21-ounce can of some blueberry pie filling. I'm just going to spread it over the top of the cream cheese mixture. If you don't want to use the blueberry pie filling, you could use any other pie filling you like raspberry, blackberry, anything like that, or you can even make your own pie filling for this recipe, and that would be delicious. Last thing I'm doing is just putting 1 container of whipped topping on top, and then it's just 8 ounces. I'm just going to put this in the fridge to refrigerate for about 3 hours before I enjoy it. I did sprinkle some more graham crackers on top. Here it is a few hours later, ready to enjoy. This recipe is so good. If you didn't want to make this amount, if you wanted to half it, this recipe is very easy to half, so you could go ahead and do that, but this is really delicious. It's the perfect amount of blueberry and lemon flavor. When there was any special event when I was growing up, I always tried to talk my mom into making these no-bake cookies. I think they are just so good. So in this pot, I just added 2 cups of sugar, a half a cup of milk, half a cup of butter, 1/4 cup of this cocoa powder, and you're going to whisk this super frequently and let it come up to a boil. Once it does start boiling, you're just going to let it boil on its own for about 1 minute. After that minute, you're going to turn the heat off. You're going to add your 3.5 cups of old-fashioned oats in, stir them really well so they are coated in the chocolate. Next, you're going to want to add 1 cup of some creamy peanut butter, stir it to combine, and then add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Over to my countertop, I have some of this parchment paper. I'm just going to line my countertop with it, and now I'm going to be scooping some of our no-bake cookie dough on that. I'm using a cookie scoop to do this, but you could do it with 2 spoons or however you choose to do so. After I am finished scooping all of the dough out on my parchment paper, I'm going to let this cool for about 30 minutes. After these were finished cooling, I just placed them on a plate and then sprinkled some powdered sugar on top. These no-bake cookies are so good. I definitely suggest you trying them, especially if you've never tried them before. And then in my opinion, they're always best the next day. This Oreo cheesecake has to be hands down one of my favorite cheesecakes. It was my sister's birthday this past week, so I actually made it for her. But in my food processor, I just added 20 Oreo cookies with 1/4 cup of melted butter, and you're just going to process this together. You want the Oreos to become crumbs. Again, if you don't have a food processor, you could just throw the Oreos in a large bag and bang them with a rolling pin. But now that they are to this consistency, I am just going to pull out my 9-inch cheesecake spring pan. If you don't have a spring pan like this, you can use an 8x8 baking dish and it will work out just fine. So I just added the Oreo mixture in there and I'm just pressing it down. I'll set this in my refrigerator to start chilling while I work on the white chocolate and the cream mixture. So I'm just adding 1/2 cup of white chocolate chips and 1/4 cup of some heavy cream to this bowl. And I'm going to microwave it for about 20 seconds and then give it a stir every 20 seconds until it is completely smooth. After about 60 seconds in my microwave, this white chocolate mixture is completely smooth, so I set it to the side. In my large bowl, I just added 3 8-ounce blocks of some cream cheese. My cream cheese was at room temperature. I'm just going to beat it all together. Next, you'll want to add 3/4 cup of some powdered sugar along with the white chocolate mixture that we just made up. Beat this together until everything is really well combined. Now add in 1 cup of some heavy whipping cream and you're going to beat this together until it starts to thicken up. It usually takes me around 4 minutes to get it to the nice thick consistency that it needs to be, just like this. So now that it is to this thickness, I'm just going to set it to the side. In this bag, I just added about 4 to 5 Oreo cookies and you're going to bang them up. You don't want them to be completely like crumbs. You want them to be a little bit thicker. And then after you're finished with that, you're going to add those Oreos into your big bowl with the cream mixture and you're going to just stir it together. I pulled my spring pan out of the fridge with the Oreo crust in it, and now I'm dumping the cheesecake filling right in the center. I'm going to spread it out as even as possible, and now here comes the hardest part, waiting. So you're gonna have to put this in the fridge to chill for about 5 to 6 hours so it could set up properly, and that's always the hardest part for me because I feel like it's always in the fridge just calling my name all day. So now here we are about 5 to 6 hours later. I'm just going to decorate it. All I'm doing is just putting some Oreo cookies on top and then spraying some Ready Whip on it. You know, nothing fancy. This is the finished product and oh my, let me tell you, this is one of my favorite things to bring to summer parties just because it's so easy to throw together and it tastes like you've been working on it for hours. Now we're making these peanut butter balls. They are definitely a favorite for my husband and they have very few ingredients. So in my medium-sized bowl, I just added 1 cup of some creamy peanut butter. Next, you'll want to add about 6 tablespoons of some softened butter. Mine was melted because my daughter was needing me to put shoes on her for some reason, so I totally forgot about it in the microwave, so it melted. But I just mixed that all together with my electric mixer, and now I'm slowly going to add in 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to mix it every time I add a little bit of powdered sugar in. Now that this is thoroughly mixed together, I'm just putting some cling wrap on top, and this is going to sit in my fridge for about 30 minutes. Here we are 30 minutes later. I have my sheet pan lined with some parchment paper. I'm just scooping this dough out into little balls with my cookie scoop, and then this is going to go back in my fridge to chill for about 1 hour. It is chocolate time, so in this microwave safe bowl, I'm adding 7 ounces of some dark chocolate chips with 2 tablespoons of some coconut oil. You're going to microwave this for about 20 seconds and then give it a stir, 20 more seconds, give it a stir until it's nice and smooth like this. Now I'm going to dip each of the peanut butter balls in the chocolate and then place it back on my sheet pan. This is going to go back in the fridge to chill for about an hour after you coat all of your peanut butter balls in the chocolate. These peanut butter balls are amazing. The chocolate on the outside is nice and crunchy, and the peanut butter mixture on the inside is super rich and delicious. I think you'd enjoy this recipe. This French vanilla eclair cake is a hit for so many different people, so now that's what we're making. In my large bowl, I just added 3 cups of milk. Next, you'll add 1 8-ounce container of some whipped topping, and then lastly, you'll add 2 3.5-ounce packages of some of this French vanilla pudding, and then I accidentally dumped one of the packages in. Whoops! But you'll just whisk this all together. I used an electric hand mixer, or you could use a handheld whisk, whatever your preference is. Over to my 9x13 baking dish, I'm just placing a layer of some graham crackers on the very bottom. Your graham crackers might overlap just a little bit, but that's totally fine. It'll all work out in the end. And then you'll pour half of the French vanilla mixture that we just made up, spread it out as even as possible on those graham crackers, and then you're going to want to add another layer of graham crackers and then pour the remainder amount of the French vanilla pudding mixture on top. The very last layer you're going to do on the top is a graham cracker layer, and then you're going to put this in the fridge with some cling wrap on top for about 30 minutes to an hour to chill. After those 30 minutes to an hour, pull it out of your fridge, and now is the time when you're going to put some chocolate frosting on the top. You could definitely make your own homemade chocolate frosting for the top. That would be delicious. But on this specific day, I just wanted to use one of these 16-ounce tubs of frosting, so I just melted it in my microwave for a little bit, and then I poured it on the very top. This is going to go back in your refrigerator to chill for about 2 to 3 hours. Here it is out of the fridge, ready to serve. This is absolutely delicious. The first time I actually ever had this, I was pretty skeptical about it, but it is a delicious recipe, and it's so simple to throw together. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and on Friday this week I'm posting a new summer dump and go crockpot video, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it, and I will see you there. Bye for now.